Let's just rock and kick it, man. Got the whole park to myself. Just rocking, kicking. Just sitting here enjoying a park without a bunch of marijuana in the air. No boombox, no broken bottles, garbage, discarded fishing poles, tires, newspapers, dumped ashtrays, broken CDs, cassettes strewn all over the seaweed. Let's just rock, you know what I'm saying? Let's just rock it in this place. You know what I'm saying? It's so nice that I'm gonna shut my car off. I'm just gonna take it all in. I'm gonna rock the jizzo, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rock the jizzo. I'm gonna rock that jizzo. Just gotta rock that jizzo, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Jeff. Now, I think this one, I don't know what time these close. I don't go to these state parks too much. I think it's, I don't know, I'm sure they got a close time, but there's not, I didn't notice a place like where the gate comes down or anything, so maybe you can come in here whenever you want. This isn't like Savage Detroit, where the only reason they shut the park that's down there at 10 is because they need the police presence in other places. This is where you just come down and kick it by yourself. This is why I'm bringing back my kayak from Michigan. If I had my kayak right now, I'd be kayaking. Even though this, I like the low water, you know, swampy stuff like that. I'd be just kicking it, you know what I'm saying? It's nice though. This is nice. They got lots of these parks. There's one near my house. It's kind of geared towards horseback riding. And my allergies been kicking my ass lately. I just ordered some new spray. I got it delivered at 4 in the morning from Amazon. Pulling out all the stops. Not getting anything done, just like groggy. I want to take a nap all the time. You know what I'm saying? No fishing from here either. You know why? Because they don't want people to come out here and just look around. They don't want a bunch of stinky fish. No, it's actually it's about, let's see, I'd say 30 miles from here. I'm just riding it out on a floating dock. I'll go out there and swim. It's nice, isn't it? Only guy here too. It's like that park I used to go to, the beautiful clouds today. I just missed a good flock of Canadian geese flying by. Yeah, it's nice. All these parks are like nice. This does remind me of Michigan. Not Detroit though, because there's no tires, broken bottles, garbage, marijuana in the air, discarded fishing poles. Makes me want to party. Yeah, that's no shit, man. I should have moved down here long ago. This is a perfect example of you just get exposed to things and you watch them and you hear about them and you read about them and you believe the little information you have is valid, or why is it so persistent? And I was totally and completely wrong on the South. This place is paradise, man, especially for photography. And no racial problems, none. Everybody's sweet. It's just the way to go, man. I'm reluctant to even say anything to anybody. I see in your state they just killed 3 cops and wounded 2 more. You ought to move down here. I think you'd really like it down here. These beautiful clouds today. Let's see how this guy is backing up. The shorter the trailer, the harder it is. Now, if he's got his wife, it'll be all over the place. He's going to get his buddy maybe to help him bring it back in. He's going to guide him back in. Maybe. Yeah, kayak. Yeah, it's easy. I'm not really that big into it. I'm not like paddling around for a whole day. I like just going like where the water's like 6 inches deep and you couldn't get back there otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, yeah, it's exactly right. Yeah, it's got its good spots. Yeah. Looks like that kook that shot those cops up, they were tracking him for stalking somebody. They said that he used to sell a lot of things for the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. God. Yeah. This guy's gonna go fishing. I think fishing is just so unbelievably boring. Great cloud day today. Just rocking the jizzo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, me too, man. Yeah, you got that right. We'd have been anal banged when we thought we were going to learn how to start a campfire. Yeah, that's what we did too. Yeah, we did too. I remember they stayed at a park when we were kids. We went down there at night about 2 in the morning and pulled out all the steaks while they were sleeping, crying like a bunch of little bitches. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly right. I know. But I mean, in fairness to them, it's like, 0.5% of all the people that, learned how to light fires and survive and signal an airplane instead of getting anal banged on a big green couch with Liberace playing on earbuds that fell down on the floor. Barry Manilow. If you're going on a Christian camp and the guy that's running it's playing Barry Manilow, you're in for a surprise. Shit, yeah. Like I said before, I think those kids that happens to, I think they're all like leaning that way anyway. I'm telling you, you'd have tried that shit to us when we were kids, man. You'd have got a cracked skull. Now, if you'd have brought some like straight porn, now we're talking. But the minute you would have brought out like wine and shit or dope, we'd have been all over your ass. Yeah. Yep. So I'm just checking Mother Nature out today. Let's see how this guy backs up. I already tell he's got his buddy driving. Hopefully it's not his wife. That's almost always a disaster. Unless she's by. They back up better. They started out way too far away. Let's see how they do. No, it's all right. It's a big wide ramp, so even if you're totally incompetent, you should be able to do it without banging up anything. I can already tell they're overcorrecting. You should be going straight back. Remember, when you're backing up and you're looking through the mirrors, go the wrong way first. That's the best advice I can give you. Now the husband's signaling. Another couple minutes, it'll be, hey, you dumb bitch, I just told you that way. You can tell the honeymoon's over. Hey, Larry. Oh, I would have too. No, I would have told my buddies, and that's when the whole thing comes unglued. I had a couple teachers that were just so cute. Oh, this is not a bad job, actually. Now she needs to panic and hit the gas instead of the brake. You know, there's a whole series of YouTube videos where they do that shit. Look at that Hanover or Hanover Inlet. It's down near Miami. They got like whole 40-minute things of just people doing stupid shit. It's a good job. Great job. Hell yeah. Now punch it. Oh yeah. Oh, no wonder he married this broad. She can back a bass boat into the water without bending anything. Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah. Darwin. Excellent job. Beautiful job. Now they can go catch some fish loaded with PCPs. I think there'd be more birds out here. I bet you that a lot of birds land down here on their way wherever they're going down south. Oh, it's a female. Great job. I think she deserves some kind of award. This guy put this when he was dating, looking for somebody that can back a trailer. Clean house. Yeah, the shorter, the harder it is. The longer the trailer, the easier it is. Yep. Yeah. Well, I can see why you married her. Oh, you got lucky.
Yeah, she's pretty good at that.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. She pulls our camper.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Hasn't tried to go through any drive-thrus or anything? Lucky you.
She's done really well.
Good for you.
She learned pretty quick. I was surprised.
No, good for you.
Yep. Y'all take it easy.
Yeah, hey, good luck. What are you trying to catch out there, bass?
I'm just throwing in. Right now, I'm just putting it by our campsite. I'll go out in the morning and fish.
Oh, is that how it goes here? Like people put in, then go set up somewhere else?
Yeah, a lot of people they'll go to their campsite and set up.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm doing, and then I'll go out fishing in the morning.
Oh, cool. Where's the campsite? Like, can you get to that area over there by car?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can go back up there and go into the campground.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, have a good day. See the friendly South. No, they got a campsite on the other side where there's not a boat launch. You can drive over there. Yeah, it's nice here. He said she pulls their camper too. Unbelievable. I would have said if it was me, I'd say about 2 minutes in, I'd have said to my wife, which is why I'm not married, can't you hear? And then after that, I'd follow up with, don't you know left from right? Hell yeah. That's what I'd tell her. Oh, I think so too, man. Kimmel, what a jerk. You know, he's been talking that shit all year long. You know, I was talking to some people today. I mean, you know, a difference in ideology, right? You get so tired of hearing this bullshit. Where even like Obama, Kamala Harris, Biden, any of those people, I don't wish any like bad luck or get injured or cancer or any of that stuff. None of them, man, under any circumstances. And if it happened to any of them, man, believe me, I'd send my condolences and be sincere. I don't know one single guy on the conservative side out there that would hope this would happen to anybody. But if there was ever going to be a silver lining to a fallout, it's being able to put the bait out there for people on what they're really like. I mean, if you were American Airlines, would you want anybody, the captain of an A320 with, 195 people on it, to be saying good shot? No. I'd can him too. That's why they hit you. Would you want someone flying an airplane like that would think this way? No, me neither. So the silver lining to the whole thing is that we got to figure out through academia, book publishers, authors, dignitaries, late night comedians, what they're really like because they open their big mouths trying to be funny. Yeah. I'd love one. Yeah, it's just these people are nuts, man. I can't tell you one person that I know has ever said anything like they'd wish something like that would happen to a candidate or a candidate's peers. Never, no way. No, there's nothing funny about it at all. Absolutely not. It shouldn't even be brought up in a monologue on a show where you think you go on there to see your favorite guest, listen to some jokes, banter back and forth, play some music. But you see what's happened. This is where they've sunk their own ship. And that is because of ratings and focus groups. The people that have elected these people that are no longer in office, that's their go-to place to go and listen to people that feel like they do about politics. It's not like it used to be. You used to go on Dick Cavett, Tom Snyder to listen to a good interview. Now you go on there so someone aligns with your values. And the only way that they can keep that going is to continually bury themselves with their big mouth on a public forum. Let me tell you, he wasn't canned because of free speech. He was canned because of having a big mouth, stirring the pot for over a year. And who's going to want to advertise on that show? Same with Bill Maher, another big mouth idiot that lost his show from comments. No, this is the way it works now. Yeah, it's about respect. Thank you. That's exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. No, it's right. I mean, just skip all ideology in the different parties. How about just like being a decent human being? It's unbelievable. And you know who I feel sorry for in this whole thing is the guy's parents. Evidently there was $1 million that came through some kind of wacko, hateful GoFundMe thing for this kid that shot Kirk. And the dad donated it all to Kirk's family. I mean, these poor parents, they seem like decent people. I'm not saying that because they led a Christian lifestyle, but they worked, they were well liked in the community. I'll tell you another unfortunate thing about that. That gun that kid used was given to him by his grandfather, passed down through the family. And when the whole thing came unglued and the mother recognized her son on those photographs, of course, she told the husband, and the husband texted the son and wanted a picture of the rifle, which of course he couldn't give him because he left it at the scene. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I really feel bad for them. They just seem like, what do you do? But this isn't uncharacteristic of all these lunatics. Jim Morrison had good parents. Jeffrey Dahmer had great parents. Ted Bundy had a super nice mother. I mean, it's gene expression. You just never know. Yeah, you just never really know. Yeah, I'm just glad that, John, it was nice having you, huh? See if you can catch up. I know you're in your 40s and you live in your mother's basement. I think she's tired of helping you with you survive. Maybe back off the marijuana. Maybe hang up the Grateful Dead and get a fucking job. Yeah, wasn't it though? Yeah. Let's just all listen to Grateful Dead in our 40s. Let's get some big, ugly green tattoos. Maybe put a bobby pin in our nose. Stencil a turtle on our forehead or a butterfly on our big, fat, cellulite butt cheek. And then wear real tiny bikinis, even though we're huge, because we have a right to have a freedom of expression, to not be shackled by the confines of what's considered attractive in traditional society. No, I think so too. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I think they have too. I mean, this was this wacko, and you know what? I'm really kind of feel good that the in transition trans boyfriend wasn't caught up in this bullshit. Thank God he answered those questions seriously, as opposed to thinking it was a joke and they'd have been all over his ass for the rest of his life. He's just like, what? Why would you do that? All those questions he took serious and he answered appropriately, and he didn't know anything about it. He was shocked to find this note under the keyboard. It all seems completely legit. Yeah, I'm so glad. I was so happy. I can't stand Jimmy Kimmel to begin with. They just kept it up, kept pushing the envelope, but it was going to get him sooner or later anyway. This was going to happen down the road anyway. Because they're just not going to shut up about it. They think that's what keeps their show and what makes them popular. But he's done, just like the rest of them. He's going to have some off-wing company maybe have him on, try and do a special, and they'll figure the numbers are in the tank. Because here's the deal. When you're on programming like that, whether you like them or whether you don't, whether they're conservative or whether they're liberal, it's the same exact reason why YouTube wants to get rid of guys like me. Back in the day, I mean, I think I would have towed the line a lot better, because I had a perfect grade on grading my videos. And that's why I don't monetize stuff anymore, because I'm not going to tell you one thing and do another. And that's why you're slowly going to see my subscriber count dive, because I wouldn't want a guy like me's videos coming up in an advertisement. I mean, that's what you're looking for. Would you want your Bible camp coming up in the middle of me talking some of my shit? But I found by being honest, being promoted at one time wasn't getting me anywhere anymore. So I've done all I can do. I've not monetized, and I've just went off the deep end, like bar talk, because my channel's just a matter of time anyway. So there's no motive for me to like have them once you get on their shit list, you're done. If I gave a shit about any of it, I'd start another channel, but I don't. So I'm just going to ride the wind like Christopher Cross until it's tits up. They will do things like that, just like they do with everything. Their crazy, insane ideal about digitizing 2 complete libraries. Yeah, that didn't go over very well, and it was canceled. It was Stanford and the University of Michigan. So the next thing is just like Gmail. You have it for 1,000 years. Because it was it worked better than AOL and the other ones, Hotmail and all this bullshit. So you got it. Now before you know it, after getting it free, now there's a fee, unless you want to lose everything you've ever downloaded, like a legal attachment for a divorce. So now there's fees. It's okay. It's all right. I think they're nominal, they're reasonable. But this free ride like I got on YouTube is going to end in the road. You just can't keep going on and having a guy like me with 26,000 uploads not making you any money. I'm going to get a notice someday, and it's going to say, due to the bandwidth, we have, done an audit and found that these videos, you're welcome to keep them up. It's going to be like $3.10 a month. It's coming. Mark my words. Yeah. I had like, well, they don't want that anymore. Which, hey, here's the thing too. It's their creation. They can do whatever the hell they feel like. But, the only reason I got those subscribers is because people liked it and they promoted me. Well, those days are gone. People still like it, but they're not promoting me. You want to go, and I'd do the same thing. If I was running a business and the name of the game was digital advertising, you don't want to piss people off. No foul language, no prostitute, no drug talk. I would do the same thing. So I really, Got to come clean with, I'm lucky I got what I got when I got it. You know? No, I didn't do it. I had a bed and breakfast a fucking night. It's just not my personality. People like, doing just not taking care of things, sneaking pets in, trying to like get chargebacks even though nothing was wrong. It's a fucking nightmare running an Airbnb or a bed and breakfast. You gotta like suck ass so bad it's unbelievable. You think that you could just have clean rooms. You think that you could just have clean rooms and like that, but nah. Get lost, Rasmussen, you loser. Get lost, you loser. Yeah. And I don't get I don't really care about any of that, to tell you the truth. I tell people all the time, if they want to watch, great. If you don't, it's just kind of like my personal blog of what interests me and what I do. Nothing is geared towards views. I like going back in my own like timelines, like, oh shit, man, was that long ago? Yeah, I remember that. It was cool. That's it. No more, no less. Hey Tony, I'd rather have the autonomy to just virtually boot kick anybody in the ass. I feel like I got my great trusty moderators. Yeah, not stress out about life. Let me know when you figure that out, will you? Just go to a liberal state and breathe in marijuana all day. Yeah, watch Gilligan's Island. Just laugh until you eat your 2 frozen pizzas. Your typical 3,800 calorie a day snack while your mom and dad tell you, could you turn down the TV? They're in their 80s now and you still live with them. You can get another big dark green ugly tattoo of a turtle. You can get a turtle or a cartoon. You can get a cartoon. You're 40, you don't work, you don't want to work. And you get it, and you go in to another druggie, and he etches out your favorite cartoon because you're high all the time. You want to escape reality. You want to read comics all the time. Yeah, turtle, something fucking stupid. A turtle, a fucking rainbow, something childlike, nothing adult. Just your own creation while you were fucked up on cheap marijuana. You thought this in your mind and it looked good on your forearm. Yeah. Yeah, but there's more successful people that don't smoke it than do. And the successful people that do, they do it recreationally once in a while. There's no way in hell successful people anywhere are hardcore, everyday marijuana smokers. Bullshit. You want to fuck around with it if you're a brain surgeon for 2 days on a cruise ship, that's one thing. I'm talking about everyday, liberal, pot smoking people that don't want to work. Yeah, just the real cheap shit. And you order pizzas and you get those little like ramen noodle dishes because you're not working, you can't afford something you'd really like. So you get ramen noodle dishes and you just eat those. You get your blood pressure up. But you're on Medicaid. You don't plan on paying for anything anyway, so who cares? You're not the middle class, you never will be. You're 45 years old and your parents still claim you as a dependent. And they tell everybody that knows you, it's like, yeah, Johnny. It's like, what's Johnny doing? Everybody knows he's a total fucking loser. Just a big fat slob that doesn't want to work. But they're never going to say, how's Johnny doing? Oh, he's good. He's in between things right now. He's listening to fucking Grateful Dead 24/7, just stoned on marijuana. Could care less about applying for a job. He's just between things. He's trying to find himself. He's a late bloomer. Yeah, I'll say. He's 44 years old and has no plans on working. Yeah. Hey, Jake. How you doing? Yeah, he has no plans on working. You can forget grandkids. Yeah. And if you have any, they're going to be living with you too. It's not going to have anything to do with violence and an unplanned pregnancy by a young granddaughter. This is just a big fat pig of a kid that wanted kids because he thinks kids are good. Forget about the responsibility of raising him. He's worried about the population dwindling and the Republicans taking over. So he thinks it's a good idea to have somebody fill his place. Yeah. Hey, stereotypes are valid, man, which is why they're around. Stereotypes are valid. Now, stereotyping in a bad way, like let's say I'm right here, and all of a sudden some blacks come in, African Americans, I think, oh shit, there's trouble now. That's stereotyping. I don't think that. I don't think that. So, you know, but if I'm in Detroit and I'm down there, I used to do interviews and my car breaks down, I'm not thinking that the car with music at 1,000 decibels and the smell of marijuana, I don't think they're there to help. You know what I mean? Oh, I hope you do. Yeah, no, character development, that's absolutely true, man. I mean, I can give you examples all over the place. Fuck, yeah. Terrible parenting, that's what does it. Oh, here's one. Here, we'll see if this guy can back up or not. It's looking good so far, though. When you get in trouble, always go forward. Yeah, this guy's done this a million times, right up against the side. He's on the wrong side, though. There you go. Perfect. The party boat. He's going to go out and make sure it's not going to slide off the trailer before he gets to the... Oh, he's got his wife, too. Evidently, she doesn't possess the skill level. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Oh, the wife is going to drive this? Unbelievable. The wife is going to back it up the rest of the way? This is unbelievable. This is 2 in a row, you guys. Women that can back up trailers. Oh, unbelievable. No. He's telling her to come on. About now, I'd be telling my wife, can you fucking hear? Which is why she's not here right now. There we go. God damn, this is unbelievable. This is 2 wives backing up trailers with no argument, and they didn't break anything. Unbelievable, man. I'm going to congratulate her, too, if I get a chance to. Unless she takes off like the last one did. They have their campsites on the other side where you can't do this kind of shit. Look at her. She's looking. Hasn't fucked anything up yet. This shows my chauvinism. I apologize for it. Now, right now, I'd be saying, you dumb bitch. Come on. Oh, there she goes. Unfucking believable. I want to know where these women came from. God damn, welcome to the South. This is just another subtlety that I just recognized today. Yep, she's taking off too to the cabin. This guy's gonna do his himself. Probably did what I did. He got rid of his wife. Wasn't worth it. A second wife backing up the trailer. Yeah, see, you just never know. That's why I like impromptu, random stopovers places. Just what people... Now, this guy's starting out on the bad foot. You don't want to come in at that kind of angle if you can help it. But if he's really experienced, it won't matter. Oh, yeah, go on that Hanover outlet down near Miami. It's just unbelievable how dumb people are. You know, my sister used to have those McDonald's franchises, and all summer long, people try and go through the drive-thru with a trailer. Unbelievable, man. Tear off the top, fuck up the sign. Oh, here we go. Here's some liberals. Electric bikes. Fuck yeah, God, you wouldn't want to pedal anywhere. You might not be obese any longer. Oh, he's got a fat wife too. Yeah, don't why pedal? Just have the electric bike. Thank God they banned those in Mackinac Island. Just have these jumbos out there causing traffic jams. 2 pedals and they're exhausted. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't understand this electric bike thing. Unless you've lost your driver's license and the store is a long ways away, then I can get it. I mean, there's a time for exercise, and the time sometimes you just want a fucking pizza, and you don't want to walk to get it. You know, I got my license taken away for 6 months, and I had to ride a bike. Yeah, I was one of those. Tell you the truth, believe it or not, I enjoyed it. I even had to get winter tires. But I learned a lot riding a bike, I really did. I learned to not take drugs and crash into cars and not even know it and take off. They called it a medical event. Yeah, well, there's a little more to the story than that. Yeah, but I rode a bike and it was really, I learned this too, that riding a bike like I did, it was 3.2 miles. When you ride a bike and you're older, like I was, what, 62 or something like that? You know, you got nothing else to do. I mean, you're not driving anywhere, right? So you really get good. You just ask me, hey, there's something out there like swimming around in the water out near that pole. The fuck is that? Look. That's just, oh, maybe that's just a shallow, yeah, it's just a little island. No, but when I was riding my bike, you could tell me I was a fucking expert on how long it took to get anywhere. It's like, how far do you think people that drove, fuck, they didn't know. My neighbors, it's like, how far do you think it's Walmart? I can tell you exactly how far it is. It's 3.2 miles. And I can tell you this, biking, if you're biking, not crazy, but just biking normal, it's 3 times faster than walking. You learn these things as you do this shit. It's 3 times faster than walking. And do you get in shape? Not that kind of biking, not really. It's not sustained elevated heart rate for long enough. 3 miles if you're just taking your time. Now you want to you could lose some weight biking. You know those guys that are bent over on those like 10 speeds? Fuck yeah, you lose they burn like 8,000 calories in a race. No shit. But just regular paddling, no. Bye, Mojave Red. See you, calm down. See you, calm down, you loser. Hey, when you get these people that make comments like calm down, report them. Don't just hide them, report them, because they'll get kicked off YouTube for good. Believe me, all these social media places are on red alert for people like this. And the last thing YouTube needs is to be a platform where you can talk this shit and get away with it. So when somebody makes comments like that guy just did, report them. Don't just hide them. Yep. And like I've said this before, if you look at liberals in general compared to right-winger conservatives, I mean, they commit crimes like 5 to 1. Yeah, they do. So, you know, this guy had to put a rope on his because he's got no wife. It's worth it. When you're this age, you've been married this long, this guy's an older guy, probably my age. I don't want my fucking wife going fishing with me. There is no fucking way we're getting along that good. I want to come out here, flip through my Hustler, my Gent, my Playboy, without any interruption. I want to have peace. Goodbye, Greg. Bye-bye, Greggy. Say hi to Mom. Tell her you're sorry from graduating from high school over 25 years ago and never having a job and still living with her. You were such a cute baby. You probably seemed normal then before you had a chance to verbalize anything. It's like, hey, Mrs. Smith, you have a healthy baby boy. Boy, were they in for a surprise. Holy shit. Oh, I figured it would. Yeah, they're suckers for all this shit. They're so easy to bait. It's unbelievable. Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, this guy's gonna go fishing too. He just wants to have some peace and quiet. He's a guy that's older now. He probably came out here as a celebration that he got divorced. It's like, God, fuck, finally. I don't need to have this old bitch with me. I'd like to do it. I want to do it. Oh, this guy. He's going to go fishing. He's going to get away from it all. Just him, his fishing reel, and the fish. How you doing? Nah, you know, I just saw two guys and their wives backed in the trailer with no help.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just saw that guy with that big pontoon.
Yeah, and there was one before that. I never found it. Yeah, I know it.
Where was she when I was looking for a wife?
That's the same thing I said. You're smart. You only got a rope. He said, where was she at when I was looking for a wife? My same thoughts. You ain't shitting. Yeah. What a good man. When you're young, though, you don't think this way. You don't think anything. You buy into all this bullshit. Now, listen, I'm really interested in how society's going to change as it moves forward. Marriage is already in the tank. The smart people have realized it's not an endurance test. It's not till you say uncle. I've come up with my own theory on marriage. I know it's not popular. I know Jeff doesn't. It doesn't apply to everybody there. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm happy for Jeff, guys like Jeff. But I've come up with the ultimate litmus test, the one you can really bank on. You know, you'll waffle back and forth on whether I should stay married or whether I shouldn't. You go through years of indifference. Don't care if they're home, don't care if they leave, that kind of thing. And the best thing that I've come up with regarding marriage is when you're tired of banging them, it's time to get divorced. I know that sounds immature and, you know, juvenile, but I'm telling you, man, once that, like, the thing that hooked you up to begin with just goes by the wayside, everything else just seems like a chore. I mean, you might as well have a stray dog. You know, you make excuses, you go to marriage counseling, you pay some Jew shrink $2.50 an hour to try to talk you back into something you know in your heart of hearts you don't want to do. I've done it. You're just listening to all this bullshit and you're trying to keep an open mind, but your head is throbbing. You just need a fucking drink now. You're good for you. Yeah, you need a drink. It's tough. I get it. Look at this guy. It is kind of a nice sight, though, isn't it? I mean, isn't this kind of like, minus the fabricated aluminum dock, isn't this like, kind of like a Norman Rockwell thing, a man in his boat on a nice day? Yeah, it really is, isn't it? I mean, you don't really think of Georgia like this. Now, I don't know this for sure, but I know a lot of these lakes down here are man-made, but if you look on this one, this is Mistletoe Park, by the way. Mistletoe Park. When you go on a map, it looks like an ink blotch. So I doubt that it's man-made. Why would it be so irregular? But most of these lakes, like Lake Oconee, that one I go to on my way to Madison, they have dams that provide power and all that kind of shit. And after all, I mean, there's just certain places that weren't, you couldn't develop them with no water. And that's how a lot of these lakes came about. Even where I was up in Michigan, you know, with lots of natural lakes, there were places, those lakes are man-made. But I've learned this too. I used to think when I was young, it's like, why would you go to a man-made lake? You want to go like natural, should have been there. But, you know, after I've seen some of these man-made lakes, like 50 years after they made them, it's the way to go. You got deep water right up to your dock, so you're not taking off your prop. on some natural thing that slowly got, shallow. You can't touch it because it's the Army Corps and Engineer or some other regulating body. Just a fucking pain in the ass. But if you want boats and, docks and seawalls so your property doesn't slowly erode away, that's the way to go. The man-made, they stock it. All the shit lands there just like it was natural. Like that big place I used to go over near Standish, Michigan. That man-made like place where the ducks could stop and eat and rest and all that shit. That's all man-made. You'd never know it looking at it. 10 billion ducks there. Yeah. Hey, Stephanie. I see a plastic cup down here. Now, this is going to piss off the stalker liberal side in the background because they claim that we don't care about any of this. We don't care about the environment. This has given me a memory of Detroit. And I'm going to get it, and I'm going to make myself feel good temporarily. I'm going to help the environment. I'm going to help the environment. Hey, Sharon. Watch this. I'm going to get it recycled. Yeah, Central Florida. Yeah, it does. I like Okeechobee. I was just there about, I think I was there about July 24th. Had a good seafood restaurant there. Lake Okeechobee. Now, where's there a garbage thing? Yeah, I mean, I do think you can't beat Florida for the water, though. And down around Jupiter, Fort Lauderdale, Panama City, Pensacola Beach, and that water is just like beautiful. But I don't like all the traffic and bullshit, and they really put a crimp on wildlife. Where in the hell is a garbage can? Oh, over here, I think. See, they even have life preservers over there in case you forgot yours. It's actually a park where you can put something out and not have it stolen like Detroit. Those wouldn't last 5 minutes. Yeah, Everglades is cool. See, they're still out there trying to get rid of those pythons. That's just like feral cats, another man-made problem. That's made some businesses, those out there. They must have bears here. Or maybe not bears, because bears smart enough to lift this up. Maybe it's just raccoons. Lid's too high. Heart heavy. Yeah, raccoon probably. Yeah, they're all over here. They will decimate a bird population. Look at that guy just going across the water in his boat. If this is man-made, though, it'd make you wonder why there'd be shallow spots like that. I bet this is like not man-made. Look at, they got bird houses. See a bear, somebody attacked somebody in Yellowstone the other day. Yeah, I got ones up in Michigan, yeah. Hey, let me tell you a bear story. So I'm going back and forth to Alaska a lot. I went basically after 9/11 because airfares got so cheap. I was all over Alaska, up to Barrow, all through the Aleutian Islands, all through the interior. So anyway, I go to Kodiak one time, and while I was there, I do a bear sighting tour where you hire this guy in an airplane, They fill the airplane up and they fly out. And the way that works is, I know people that live in Alaska that never saw a bear. It's just like that, man. It's because you live in Alaska. You think you're going to look out your window and see grizzly. It's not like that. You got to go looking for them most places. You could be up there forever and never see one. So what they do is you hire these places, and it's kind of expensive, but what the fuck? You want to see bears, right? You're in Alaska. And you get on it, and they fly out, and they fly around. They're familiar with all these places, and these bears are used to seeing people. So they fly around till they see like a bunch of bears walking down the beach. And then they get the plane, they circle around, they land the thing near the bears. And the bears don't give a fuck because, they're used to people. And you get out and you take pictures. I took hundreds of pictures. And probably 50 feet from these big ass bears with their cubs. And you're like fucking shitting bricks. They tell you while you're there, just don't ever run. Just breathe out. These bears know you. And these bears, the baby ones, are standing up on their legs and they're looking around. They smell you. And the mom's like not giving a fuck. Bears aren't stupid. And they walk by and everybody thinks, God damn, glad it didn't eat us. It's really not like that. I don't know of any attacks on trips like that. So anyway, I went up to look for polar bears in Barrow, the very northern top of Alaska. Didn't see any. And that's why I took that bear tour in Kodiak. So anyway, while I was in Kodiak, the guy that owned it had a floating cabin on Parakoff Bay. It was a floating cabin. Even back then, this was like 2002. It was a lot, like 500 a night out in the middle of fucking nowhere. And he'd take you in this plane and he'd fly to this Parakoff Bay in this floating cabin. It was a cabin on like a dock like this, only square. His name was Roland. He has a flying service up there. I think it's C something. Him and his girlfriend, Joe. So anyway, while I'm there doing the bear thing, I get bullshit with these people. And, I was pilot at the time and, asking a lot of questions about this beaver airplane shit. And I said I'd come back. And he mentioned he had this floating cabin. It's like, oh, fuck yeah, man. So I'm there for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks or something. I'd been there before. And I said, well, how much is it? And he said, normally it's like 500 a night. But, you used our thing. I hope you give us a good recommendation. If you want to stay a few days, I'll give it to you for 200 a night. And that includes flying you out there and dropping you off. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, that sounds good. So I go fly out there, and it's just like you'd think, man. You got your boat, a motor, and the tides are really severe there, where it's like 40 feet difference, right? And when this tide went out, you still had a lot of water where the floating cabin was, but all around you, like, there were these, like, ravines that went way back. They go right down to the fucking ground. And people had stayed there before I did, and they were low on water. And he said, hey, this is where you get the water. You wait till the tide's all the way up to the top. You take this 10 horsepower motor in this boat. You go back there. He said it's about 1.5 miles down there, and there's a waterfall, and you fill these jugs up with water. He had some drops you could put so you don't get giardia, that stuff from animal waste. So it's like, okay, there's hardly any fucking water. I know I'm going to need some water. So, I'm kind of paranoid about this, and I'm thinking, well, fuck. What if this engine quits? I guess I could row, all this kind of shit. So sure enough, why the tide came up, I took these water jugs and I headed out in the boat. And there's just fucking water everywhere at this time. You got like 6 hours to get back. So even if the worst thing happened. So after all, he was a bear tour guide, okay? And he owned this floating cabin for a long time. I said, you ever see any bears back there? He said, no, I haven't. I've been picking up people off. And, there are certain areas that are good for bears, just like snakes, all that shit. Some places, there's just not enough shit for them to live. They're better places, like catching salmon and all that shit. He said, I never really have. So, okay. So get this shit, I swear to God. So I go back there, I got like these 3 jugs. They held like 5 gallons. And I go back, and there's the waterfall right where he said it was. I ditched the boat. And even though the tide was high, they had this weird mud in Alaska. It's like kind of like quicksand. It's all over the fucking place. And I wore these big boots. So I get out of the boat, get my jugs, lift them out of the side, and I pull the boat up like a couple feet on the ground. And then I take my first 2 jugs over to the waterfall, which was probably about a 200-foot walk, like probably about to the end of this dock. And it's loud because it's not like, Niagara Falls, but the water's crashing down and you can't really hear But who gives a fuck? You're there by yourself. It's beautiful, you know. So I carry these 2 jugs, and you kind of hold the thing under there until you fill them up. So I go back there, and I'm thinking, oh, this is fucking gorgeous. You know, I'm gonna fill these fucking jugs up and shit. I'm not fucking shitting you. I fill these 2 jugs of water by there by myself. Not gonna get picked up for 3 days. No cell phone service. None of that shit. I fill my jugs of water up. And they say that when bears attack you, most of the time you never see them. So I turn around, I'm about halfway back from the waterfall in the boat, and big, huge grizzly bear prints at an angle had walked behind me in the waterfall while I was filling them up. It scared the fucking shit out of me, man. I swear to God, man, I thought I was going to have a heart attack right there. I didn't even go back and get the 3rd plastic thing. I just fucking left it there. I'm all nervous. I put these 2, I put these 2 plastic things in. I push that motherfucker off. And now I'm like worried about this shit. You know, is this guy lying to me? You know, why would you say there's no bears back here? So anyway, I never see a bear. And believe me, I'm like eating a piece of tuna fish. I'm like wrapping it in my fucking sleeping bag after I eat like a teaspoonful. You know, they talk about leaving food open. Then I start wondering if the son of a bitch is going to swim out to this cabin and fucking eat my ass. Really, it fucking kind of dampened my trip. So I ended up having a good time. I'll never forget, you'd sit when these tides come up. They have these big like jellyfish. They're like 6 foot in diameter with like these tentacles that are like 50 feet long. I'd catch these little like cod-like fish, and I'd sit on this dock, and they'd go by the opposite way of the current. No brain in them, just beautiful. All these different colors. It was such a great trip. So anyway, long story short, 3 days, noon, here you hear the airplane fly over. Comes, gets my ass. And I told him about this bear thing. And yeah, I'm not saying that he didn't believe me, but he didn't act like he did. It was like, oh, really? Like, what time was that? Where? Fuck, man. And, you know, look, nothing happened. But, you know, when you don't know enough about it, it scared the holy hell out of me. Yeah. Scared the hell out of me, man. It really did. Hey, Juan, how you doing? Fuck yeah, it did. But I still have all the negatives and stuff of my transparencies in my bear thing. I got really great shots. As a matter of fact, I had these big old long lenses, 300 millimeter lenses. I mean, I really prepared for this stuff, and I got great shots of them. And everybody on the plane wanted me to like buy my photos from me, even though they hadn't seen them yet. I actually, you know what I did? Back then it was cheap. Like I had them all like regular photo size. I didn't blow them up, and I got everybody on the plane a copy of them. It's like 310 shots. It was like 10 cents a shot, and I sent them all to everybody. Didn't charge them anything because it was like nothing really. And I didn't get eaten by a bear. I felt good. And these people that were on the plane were from Switzerland. They sent me like 2 pounds of these Swiss chocolates that were just like crazy good, man. Hey, Rollins. Yeah, so good. But it was a good experience. But that's how you see bears up there. Just like that Katmai, you know, where Timothy Treadwell was eating with his girlfriend up near there. You got to get a permit. There's a lottery. You just don't go up to Alaska and just like they're all over the place eating fish. And you just get out your camera. I mean, YouTube would kind of make you think that's how it is, but it's not. Okay, Rollins, have a good day. I'll tell you another thing too, is you tend to think like you're up in Alaska and it's going to be, Colorado's like that too, Coors beer. You just see a couple of Coors beer in this clear little waterfall, and it's like they're cold and they're waiting for you. That's all bullshit, man. It's marketing, it's advertising. You go up to Anchorage, Alaska, I'm not shitting you, man. It's worse than Detroit. Crazy drugs, crazy crime, dirty, blight. Anchorage is a fucking shithole. Yeah. And all those other like there's a lot of dope problems in Alaska all over the place. Now that town, what's that, Wasilla, something like that, where Sarah Palin was from? Now that's where anybody that like works lives. They live in a suburb outside of Anchorage, but Anchorage is a city. If I blindfolded and took you there and unblindfolded, you would never believe you were in Anchorage, Alaska. It's got every vice personified you could think of. It's everything that you don't want to see. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Alaska State Trooper. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. You know, you think it's like you're going over there and you know, somebody's like breaking into your hunting cabin. Nah, it's not like that. It's heavy duty crime. I don't know whether those are birds out there or what. Maybe it looks like maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that's how Alaska State Troopers. When they get up to places like Kodiak, that's like the Wild West. Barrow, which is as far north as you can go in the United States, you're way up inside the Arctic Circle, land of the midnight sun. And everything in Alaska is huge. Like where I was, they had these sea otters at that floating cabin. I'm thinking, God damn, man, those things look big. They were big. They averaged about 200 pounds. And those things would get these big, thick clams that they'd get out of the bottom, like super thick shells, like not steamers. They just crunch them like it was nothing. You know, like a beaver gnawing down a tree. Yeah, she's super cute. I don't know what she's doing now. But they both got filthy rich from that show. So good for them. I mean, I caught tail ends. There was some show I used to watch in Michigan, and that came on first. So sometimes I get there early. That's the only reason I know about it. Yeah, she was a really beautiful woman. Yeah. But Barrow is really Barrow and almost all these places where it's heavy indigenous people. You know, I'm not saying why or there's anything wrong with it, but it looks like a ghetto. Only instead of cars and motorcycles, it's snowmobiles. Seriously. Yeah, it was that show on TV, that guy and that girl, Castle was the name of it. Yeah, we were trying to figure out the name of it the other night. Yeah, there should be. It's funny on some of these shows. Like I'll tell you, if you go to look at like the DVD set of Unsolved Mysteries, it's expensive, and so is City Confidential. You want to watch some really good, I thought really good like crime segments of a series. Watch City Confidential. I like American Greed too. First 48 I get sick of. I've watched every forensic file a million times. Of course, there's not going to be any new ones because Peter Thomas died. At Castles, it was two detectives that went around like solving crimes and like played off each other's personalities. It was good. I mean, the little bit of it I watched. Yeah, Stanek Katic. That's who it is. Yeah. Yep, that's who it was. Yep, Stanek Katic. Yep. Yeah, you'd be surprised. You see some good-looking women married to these dorky-looking guys. Look at who Elvis Costello's married to. Not only that, she's a world-class musician. Yeah, blow your fucking mind. I believe. Probably got a fucking 10-inch cock. But it just goes to fortify my comments that it's not what you look like, it's what you whisper in their ears. And that's true. It really is true. Especially as you get older. You know, I did a couple murder investigations, and one of the murder investigations I did, this lady had a PhD, big shot in the community, and she was having a lot of affairs with married men, and I learned through her diaries and reading them, and I later found this out through other people, that when a woman gets in her 50s or 60s, there's basically nothing left but married men, and the ones that are available aren't what they're looking for. They want cultured guys that are up on classical music, successful CEOs, and they don't want them around all the time. So for a lonely, old, cultured, educated woman, even though it may be against her values, when it comes a calling, they're all over it. And it was just surprising. You know, I interviewed some of the people that, you know, where they were hanging around her before she was murdered. And they didn't like the idea that I knew that there was an affair, and they knew how I knew it was through diaries. And they were not too fucking happy about it. But it was surprising on some of the people that she was sleeping with. And this is what leads me back to cultured, educated, They had everything they wanted, except they weren't available. But at that age, these women are over thinking they're going to meet Mr. Wonderful and want to live with him the rest of their lives. As a matter of fact, women that I've talked to before that have had affairs, they've been having affairs with married men. The married guy's wife gets killed in a car accident or dies some other way, and they want to move in or get married, and they don't want it. They don't want them around full time. They start to think like men. Yeah, they just want the gravy, the good part. Hey, Stephen. Oh, is he really? I didn't know that. Yeah, alienation. I have heard of that. Yes, I have. I have. Yep. Sure have. This is just God's country. Yeah, I think it is too. I think it is too. Just tell the God-fearing Amish they were always getting busted for poaching down around Gladwin, Michigan when I lived up north. I'll tell you, my experience with the Amish is like mixed, but I don't think about it like I did before I got to rub elbows with them in northern Michigan. Yeah, he should have. I mean, Jimmy Kimmel's a fucking dumbass. He's not even intelligent. Neither's Conan O'Brien. You know, he did manage to pilfer a degree out of Harvard. He's not funny at all. It's like stupid humor. And Jimmy Fallon, man, I mean, this guy, he would fit in just perfect in a little beanie cap sitting in a sandbox with 6-year-olds. He's just so unbelievably immature and not funny at all. I mean, no wonder he's an alcoholic. He can't live with himself. He knows what a fraud he is, collecting this kind of paycheck of pandering to people just like himself on late night TV. He can't live with himself. Yeah, I'm triggered all the time. My name is Trigger. Yeah, I've been to Glacier Park 1,000 times. Yeah, last time I was there, I got a fucking $300 ticket, which was 4 years ago this month, actually. 4 years ago this month. Yeah, fuck Glacier Park. Ah, shut up, Gary. Shut up. Get out of here. Why are you over here then? Unless you like negativity, get lost. Go build a bomb. You look like a fucking terrorist. Get out of here if you don't like it. Fucking loser. Go build a pipe bomb. Yeah. You know, that's a lot of people that fuck with me. They don't like me anyway, so I don't really need to do anything to get them to fuck with me because they don't like me. It doesn't matter what I do, whether it's helping a little duck from drowning or giving a prostitute a tuna fish sandwich. That's just the way it works. Icky energy, that's right. Fucking terrorist. Get out of here. I think that's one thing my enemy, I think he appreciates the honesty on this channel. He really fortifies my rage with his little quips, comments, thumbs up when I tell the truth. Yeah, seriously off. No, they're super fucking wackos, man. Yeah, they are fucking damaged souls, miserable people. Here's an idea, huh? You just don't like what somebody says, so you murder them. Yeah, okay. Yeah, where do we begin? Oh, yeah, I sure do. Yep. Like I said, I think my channel's going to be gone any day. Yeah, I'm sure YouTube realizes they wish they would have kept all those emails about me murdering prostitutes. They could have used them against me now. It's like, well, we don't really, you know, they'll come out with some, they'll have some Jew lawyer go over the paperwork. It's like, well, we don't think Chosen One's murdering people, but our platform is for positivity and digital advertising. And whether he's involved or not, there are a lot of people that are no longer amongst the living that he interviewed. Therefore, Nick Fuentes. Oh, the Kimmel situation is excellent. Nothing wrong with it at all. What don't you understand about bringing up a murder on a show that's supposed to be about joking, fun, and your favorite actor and actresses. He's been talking this fucking shit from day one. Why is that necessary? Yeah, evidently you don't own a company that wants to advertise on network TV. Look, these are private companies. It's capitalism. When you're pissing off everybody and nobody wants to advertise, that show is in the tank anyway. Don't tell me you found him worthy of listening to. Did you think he was funny? I did watch the video. He is mocking Trump, but he has been saying things about he just did too. There's a big long quote about how he mentioned how Trump commented about the Kirk murder. The fuck he did, and he talked about it in his monologue. Yeah. Yeah, it's not funny. I mean, why do you even bring that shit up on a show that's supposed to be entertaining? Yes, it's a beautiful place. I've never been here before. Yeah. No, I'm glad Jimmy Kimmel got canceled. It's business, man. You don't want your advertising coming up on a guy that's talking this kind of shit. I mean, common sense. Why do you need to bring up stories about people that were murdered? That doesn't you don't think that's odd in any kind of way rather than just skip it and move on? Yeah, I don't care if she knows or she doesn't. I don't care if she knows or doesn't. I'll tell her to drop down right on her fucking knees and I'll give her half of it, just like I'd give you. Yeah, Jimmy sucks. No, I'm not. Shut up, Patricia. We're going to block your ass too, just like they did Kimmel. I'll fan your ass too. It's not fascism. Get out of here, loser. Yeah. No, I don't think he's funny at all. But I mean, that's whether he's funny or whether he's not. I mean, why are you even bringing up this stuff on network TV? Can you imagine Johnny Carson doing that in a day? Dick Cavett? Any other talk show? It's all these pissed off, angry liberals. Every single one of them's been stirring the pot in a negative way. And unfortunately, the very things that liberals hate, capitalism, this is where crazies like Jimmy Kimmel have to host a show. And when they get mad at you or they don't like what you're saying, they cancel your fucking show. Like they just did. It's up to them. You don't worry about it either, Satan. No, I don't doubt you think he's hilarious. Yeah, well, you're going to be watching some reruns now. I bet that's not so damn funny to you, is it? No, freedom of speech is great. It's the consequences you get from what you say. You don't go on a place that depends on advertising and bring up a controversial subject like a murder. It's common sense. Do you think BBC, when they do a Planet Earth, they want Richard Attenborough bringing up somebody getting killed because he happens to be a lefty? No, it's about squirrels and sharks, planets. I don't hate free speech. I just think there's a consequence for saying things that are better off left unsaid. Yeah, he's terrible. Yeah, you can say what you want, right? It's the consequences of what you say. Yeah, that's exactly right. I'm sorry you guys aren't picking up on this. You don't understand it. How about maybe only smoke 8 bowls of marijuana instead of 16? Okay, you guys all have a target on the back of capitalism. Give me the case, Casey. Give me an example. Look, I'm not particularly proud of being a Trump supporter, But it's people like you that created it with the candidates who came up. He's still better than what he was running against. Yeah, it's a good point, Ann Brooks. Yeah. No, look, you guys. I mean, there's a lot of things that Trump does that I don't like, and I think he's an embarrassment as a president. I do, I really do. But if you understand anything about capitalism and commerce and who funds Medicare and Social Security that you worked for, and a strong military, which is why we're speaking English instead of German or Japanese, Trump had to be voted for. If you're one of these wackos that thinks you should defund the police department, even though under liberal leadership crime was rampant everywhere, well, then we're just not going to see eye to eye on this. I love that people are losing their jobs because I just don't think it's appropriate that you would be the captain of an A320 for American Airlines and that you would say on social media, good shot, with regard to what happened. Now, that's just a poor choice of words. It's insensitive, it's inflammatory, and I don't want you captaining an airplane if you're that ignorant and hateful. Yeah. Louis, you need to rethink some of this stuff, man. You guys really don't understand. It's like consent. People don't really understand consent sometimes. The cases that have been upheld at the state and the federal Supreme Courts. And it's the same thing with free speech. You guys really think that free speech means you can just say whatever you feel like without a consequence. You did. It was free. And now you don't have a job. That's different. Thank you, American. Yeah, but Satan, I'm sure you collected every single dime of stimulus money you could. You got new flat screen TVs. You hate capitalism. You don't like guns. You want to defund the police department. That's okay. This is up to you. Look, why can't you guys at least accept the system? It's a Republican form of government with a democracy where Trump won. Get over it. You lost. You just don't understand it. Matthew, have you ever had your IQ tested? Seriously, I'm just curious. Did you take it? How about word analogies? Spatial relations, were you putting the circle in the rectangle? Yeah, I mean, really. There doesn't need to be violence associated with this. It's just a differing of opinion. I don't know why you guys, when you win, you think it's just the perfect system. You love it. You could have been happier. The system worked like it was. It voted Trump out of office. I agree, it did. If it would have been valid, like you say it was, Trump would have never got reelected. Yeah. Yeah, it's just they just need to learn how to have a civil conversation without violence. I mean, the reason that Trump is protecting gun ownership is because of lunatics like you that do crazy things when you don't get your way. We got to protect ourselves from your hostility. It's just his rhetoric, his attitude. I mean, he says things that he's just ill-informed, and he's not perfect, that's for sure. And he's old, but he was still the best choice. I can remember the days, you liberals really, there was no problem. Back in the 70s, 80s, Jimmy Carter, even Bill Clinton, for God's sake, starting to look normal. I mean, you didn't like them, you didn't agree, they got elected, you'd tune into their national address, you didn't agree with their ideology, but they were like in the ballpark of something you didn't like, but you could live with it. But you people lost your way, man. Wanting 3 bathrooms, paying for trans surgery while you're in prison. Let me tell you, prison's for punishment. $50,000 stimulus money to start new businesses, never paying a penny back, with no business acumen, training, experience, nothing. What a great idea. And let's defund the police departments, even though crime's higher than it's ever been. What a great idea. Let's just get rid of all gasoline engines and have wind turbines and solar panels on our roof. And just get rid of all cars. You know, it's you liberals and your Hollywood cronies that are flying around on your $60 million jet with 4 homes. Look at your buddy old Zuckerberg. He even took 2 of his big boats, floated them around. Hey, ACB, how you doing? Yeah, e-bikes are cool, like if you're in a certain setting. But I used to think bikes were for exercise. I guess you don't, huh? No, the wealthy is what created the jobs, you dumbass. The wealthy is what created the jobs. You probably hate Elon Musk too. Jeff Bezos. Name me some liberals that have made it to the top that created a lot of jobs. They just decided to give the money away without working, which is how they got votes from people like you. George Soros wants to get rid of anything with that burns gasoline. Thank you, Rose. That's exactly right. They leave a huge carbon footprint. That's exactly right. And like all these liberals on here now, all their computer chips have a big carbon footprint. Absolutely right. Those batteries and the Teslas, huge carbon footprint. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. No, you liberals just need to come on this channel, shut your ass up, bow down, and listen. Oh, that's good. They don't work in everything, though. You can use those rechargeable batteries in like a night light or some shit like that, but you need like some legit light or to run a camcorder. They ain't worth a fuck. Hey, Stephanie. Oh, thank you, Big Angry. Well, the liberals got incentives not to work. Just go to college, don't pay anything. You know, it's so great that this guy is going to get elected in New York City. Free groceries, free rent. Why the hell not? They deserve him. New York deserves him. I hope he wins. I'd like to send some money to his campaign. I want him to win so bad. It's going to be the best example of my lifetime of be careful what you wish for. He's going to finish New York off, just like the liberals did in California. Everybody's getting the hell out of there. Every guy that has a business is tired of supporting 1,000 people that never planned on working. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, St. Charles. That's right. Free rent, free health care. Why not? Look, you go to Mackinac Island in Michigan, a big tourist place. Mainly Jamaicans because they couldn't get anybody to work there otherwise. Yeah, they all come through a traditional visa. Go to an Indian Super 8 or a gas station. They're over here on a visa, but not the Mexicans. Oh, yeah, just let them. No vetting, nothing. I mean, those people are applying and going through the appropriate channels. Why can't everybody else? Yeah. Yeah, that Epstein thing. I think everybody got a part of that. You know, one thing that I think that we're never going to know the truth of that. But this is what I like to know, and I can't find this out anywhere. But to me, not liking the whole thing, thinking it was terrible, realizing there was a cover up, being suspicious as hell about Epstein's death. What I would like to know, this is what I would like to know, is if it was very apparent there that there were lots of guys down there for sex with underage girls, or if it just seemed like there were a lot of girls around and it was weird. I'd really like to know if you were there, if you knew what you were in for, or it was just something happening that was just kind of obscure. You know it was weird, and you saw him with young women, but you didn't know it was like that. You know what I mean? But we're never going to find out the truth of the Epstein files. No way. He hoodwinked Harvard University, who's really in the shit tank right now, by the way. Yeah, he had Harvard, Clinton. Believe me, there isn't a guy connected to politics in this world that wishes the hell they'd never heard of him. And I'll tell you this too, that's Trump's signature on that birthday card for sure. But in fairness to Trump, I mean, back then you didn't know what was coming down. Maybe Trump didn't know that, he was importing and sexually trafficking these young underage girls. He knew he liked young women, but a lot of old capitalists do. But he didn't know to that extent. And so what? You send him a birthday card before you know he's a pedophile? Big deal. I just own up to it. It's like, yeah, I did send him a birthday card. I didn't know he was like shipping in like 14-year-old Hungarian girls. And God, minus a crystal ball, if I knew then what I know now, I wouldn't have sent him a birthday card. And there's lots of examples like this. It's hindsight. You know? Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, the victims. Yeah, no, that's true. Although here's the thing too, like you see, speaking of victims, you see Bill Cosby's losing properties to foreclosure. Yeah, no, you're right about that. And there's something to be said for victims. But I'm telling you, I think sometimes everybody knows there's a big incentive there to be a victim when there's a bunch of money at stake, like there is in the Epstein estate. I mean, look at a lot of these guys that get acquitted from these sex charges that were just turned out to be a bunch of gold diggers. And look, I am totally against like date rape, drugs, and any of that kind of stuff. I mean, it's good fodder for jokes, but in all seriousness, it's like super bad. And like the Bill Cosby thing, the funny thing about that is he said he never used profanity in a monologue. And here he is date raping girls. But to be honest with you, in fairness to being totally objective, I think that a lot of those women were fringe. They knew what they were up against. And they were gold digging. And once the curtains were opened and it didn't further their career, they decided to take these sexual trysts and try and turn them into some money. I mean, why do you wait that long to complain? Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, no victim. It's a travesty. It's super unfortunate. I agree. But like that Maxine Giselle or whatever her name is, I think that, that you had to come up with someone. They tried to do that with Ollie North too during the Iran-Contra case. You got to take somebody willing to take the hit for this. You got to fall on that sword. And I think that's who they did. They did do it. You really want to read something interesting, go and research Gulfstream Girl. She's got a Russian name. I think she was from Hungary, was a model. And she got immunity in Florida and in New York as well. But that's one that really knew what was up with that stuff. It's nice, isn't it? Yeah. But you got to admit that the whole thing is strange. But, look at the Kennedys. Marilyn Monroe was dead. Robert drowned his secretary, then took off. Willie, he was acquitted, but raped some girl on the beach. She seemed really fringe, too. Bill Clinton lying about his blowjobs. Gary Condit, Sandra Levy. Just goes on and on and on. Well, I think it was, I don't think Michael Jackson was a pedophile. I think those were all families looking for some money. As it turns out, if you looked at the depositions and the testimony where they kept their names anonymous, there wasn't any sexual stuff going on. One kid testified that he saw his nuts one time when he did a cartwheel. Yeah, that's not being a pedophile. Weird, strange. Why you got a bunch of kids over there in a heart-shaped bed, I agree. But strange doesn't equal pedophile. No, you can on certain nights. Yes, you can. You can see across Lake Michigan. If you're over on the west side of Michigan, near St. Joseph, you can see what used to be the Sears Tower all the time at night in the evening. Yes, you can. Yeah. And you can see Canada from East Taos, Michigan at night. You can see about half of the blades on the wind turbines on a beautiful park that they ruined with those bird choppers. Yeah, it definitely depends where you are. It does. Yeah, you're not seeing Oshkosh, Wisconsin from Grand Rapids. No way. Yeah. If you guys ever want a really beautiful trip, take that Badger. It's a big pollution machine, but it's still working. It's the only coal-fired ship left in the United States, thank God. Goes back and forth from Wisconsin to Michigan. That is a beautiful 4.5 hour ride on that thing. I mean, how else are you going to get out in the middle of Lake Michigan? It's just gorgeous, man. It's really worth just to take the ride, even if you don't want to be on the other side. I thought I can understand why he did that with Monica Lewinsky. I felt sorry for her. I think that ruined her life. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's 90 here today. It's like it's going to be cooling down though. Yeah. Hey, but you liberals come on here. You guys are welcome to come on here and get educated anytime you want. We're willing to do what your parents didn't. Tell you how fucking stupid you are. You're still, some of you, young enough to turn this around. Yeah, he's never going to be on the air again. You're going to have to watch reruns now. Why don't you liberals just start your own network? Then you can just have a channel where nobody can cancel you. I'll tell you why, because none of you want to work. You just sit around and smoke marijuana. That's what's got you all pissed, is he got kicked off there and there's nothing you can do about it. Write a letter. What are you going to do, write a letter? Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's gone for good. If you guys are waiting for that show to come back on the air, man, you're dumber than I thought. Please don't have any offspring. Yeah, it's free speech. It's free, but there are consequences. Yeah, you just hang around, Andrew, and learn. You learn to behave and like have some tact and etiquette. That's why you're a loser yourself. You don't have. What's your career, Andrew? This isn't going to take long. There isn't one, is there? What's it stand for? No, I'm not, Patricia. I'm not. No, I'm not. We're going to start charging you liberals. We're going to start charging you to come on here. You're going to have to send PayPal, or we're just not going to let you come on and witness this great content for free. Yeah, it's just a mental illness. Yeah. Now you guys see, I mean, when you wackos come on here, you Jimmy Kimmel fans, like messages are already automatically withheld from 90% of you. You guys have no couth at all. You're just a bunch of angry losers. And if you were here right now, I'd let you come right over here and suck these big virtual balls. You should be lucky you're even on here getting to say anything. Yep, that's it. We're going to have a chat tonight, too, with some interesting guests, I think. Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's done. Oh, good for you. Well, that's your right, Patricia. That's your right. Are you drinking any caffeine today? Good for you, Patricia. That's your right. That's right. No, you guys are lucky you have everywhere to come on. I agree, Paul. I think so, too. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. We're going to start new late night chats where we're going to have educated guests. And we're willing to spend a week on trying to get some of you lunatics out there, that you Jimmy Kimmel fans, and we're just going to try and assimilate you into the real world. You know, like a job, paying bills, not smoking dope, not getting a tattoo all the time. We're willing to give it a stab. No, me either. He's not funny at all. No, I don't think he's funny at all. I'll bet he's not laughing now. Jimmy Kimmel needs a good joke right now. Why don't you Jimmy Kimmel fans get a hold of his email and send him a joke? I think he needs to laugh because things aren't looking good. Yeah, you're right, Forrest. Yeah, I did too. And, you know, poor Artie Lang, you just can't beat that drug addiction. Yeah. Yeah, I think so too, Patricia. He should. Yeah, I think he should too. No, it's the truth, Peaches. It's true. No, they're just very angry. Yeah, you're right. Crazy. Is Artie Lang still amongst the living? Listen to that raven. Yeah, it's a good point for us. Yeah. Yeah, okay, what's he doing now? Yeah, no, you're right, Peaches. It's true. Well, you guys, I think I'm going to get off here. There goes a raven. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. I think he's sitting on a tree above me. Appreciate you coming on. Just thought I'd come on for a few minutes and talk. You just never know in these chats. No, I don't think he's funny either, Nana. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get on tonight, but I've been getting these allergies been driving me nuts. I'm so damn tired when I'm home. So thank you for coming on, even you crazies out there. You block people. You're not coming back. Just like Jimmy, you got something in common with Jimmy now. You've been blocked and banned. You have nowhere to go. Bye, Frisky. Yeah, come on later. They're not going to give you notices, so usually come on at 9 o'clock Eastern time. We'd like some of you guys to come up and talk. I'd like some of these liberals to come up and talk, but they never have enough balls. Oh, thank you, Howard. Get out of here, JW, loser. See ya, Paul. Bye, Peaches. See you. Hey, Sharon, take it easy. Rock on. You're a loser, JW. Just like Jimmy Kimmel. Bye, Patricia. Bye, Jeff. See you, Chris.